Good morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to use Wizer.me and how to basically create your own interactive worksheet for your Google Classroom. Okay, so I'm going to basically start from the very beginning, how we create it, and then basically how you guys are going to turn in a sample to me at the very end of this presentation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So basically, I'm at Wizer.me, or you can type in Wizer, and it'll take you straight to this first page if you have a free account or a paid account. So the first thing I want to do, and it's simply step by step, is first I want to go to this create a worksheet. So when you guys get to the create the worksheet, what's going to happen is the very first thing you want to do is you want to design it to kind of make it appealing to the students. So you have all these different kind of backgrounds and these banner headings that you can select, so then that way you can change it up. So it's very user friendly in that sense, where basically I just come over here. Since it's close to Halloween, I want to make a Halloween theme Wizer tutorial. So that's the first thing I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at all my designs that they have available. And this does change from time to time. They start to add a little bit more content in here. So I'm just going to pick one of these. A simple ghost one would work. Yeah, so let's do this. And then I can just simply tile it as, let's say, my Wizer presentation. Okay. And then in this design section, you have all these different templates, and then these little colors help you kind of change, of course, what the font looks like. So I definitely want to go with the lighter one, so that way it's easier to see. And then if I go down here, I can change up my font for the whole entire worksheet, so that way, again, making it easier for the students to see. So let's go with this one for now. Okay, and that's pretty much the whole design of it. Is just very simple, and like literally took less than a minute of finding a background, finding a good color for my font and everything else, and then going from there. So before you get started, so that way you don't have to do this later, I would basically go to your little worksheet subjects, and you can change it to whatever content you want, so that way it's easier to find if you plan on sharing it with the community for the other teachers and pretty much in the whole world. So for now though, since mine's just basically a very broad tutorial, I'm just going to put it as an other, and then my grade level other as well. Okay, so a nice cool part that they've added is you can actually save these to Google Drive. So if you're sharing with a team for your content, you can put in the drive this way, or even the share worksheet part, and we'll get to that later in our presentation. So the first thing I want to do is, because there is no autosave, I want to make sure I'm continuously saving my worksheet as I'm going along. So now let's go ahead and look at how to create a worksheet. So I got my presentation, I have my banner, the wording of what I have here. So now I'm just going to start adding some questions. So these are the different types of questions and format that you can add to your interactive worksheet. So you can have an open question, multiple choice, fill in the blanks, fill in an image where you basically want them to highlight or label certain parts, matching, tables, sorting. There's a draw feature if you want to type out a text, insert an image, a video. The only thing about the video, and we'll go over it in our presentation, is it only deals with YouTube or any videos for that matter. How to link things, like maybe a different software you want to include, like some people have included their quizzes in there, some embedded links, a discussion board. Now these two, because I had the premium version, you're going to have a reflection part that's open and a word search puzzle that will create it for you if you type in the word. So these two here are part of the premium version. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our very first thing. Let's do a video. So as soon as I click on it, so I'm adding tasks, I scroll up, it basically shows you exactly what you type in. So it's very user friendly in that sense. So it says enter a video link, search or use a YouTube link, YouTube only, of what video you want to insert. So because of this presentation, I want to make it kind of align to what we're doing. So I'm just going to do Wizer Presentation and see what I can find on YouTube. I hit enter. It doesn't show anything, but if I scroll down, then you can find these different type of tutorial things and everything else that I want to include. So I'm just going to click that one, and it shows you basically, it just basically puts it right into your worksheet. And you definitely want to include some instructions, the title, let's say Wizer video or Wizer presentation. Okay, and then your instruction is, please watch the video and take notes. So if this was a class, I can easily, tell the students, hey, these are the instructions. Make sure you guys are following it this way. And the cool part is if you have any students that need the directions to be read orally, you can easily click on this part, and I can simply add in as simple as this. So I click on this part, simply click on the recording button to fire away. Let me allow my microphone. Please watch the video and take notes. And stop. Click and upload, and it's that simple. So it's really straightforward as far as their user part or how user friendly it is. And then if I want to kind of custom tune it, say, hey, I just want you to take a snippet of maybe from here to here and just play those. So you have that freedom to kind of isolate certain parts. So if you want to do a more engaging part with your videos, maybe it's like you want to highlight a certain thing and, give them a question later on that little section, you can easily do that. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this. And then, like I said, anytime you see this crown, that's more of the premium feature. So we're not going to be talking about this. If you want more information on this, you can easily come and ask me about this part because this is just for the paid version here. So all I have to do is hit done. And I go back up. You'll see Wizer Presentation, everything I typed in, and even that audio question. So I can even preview it before I assign the worksheet. Please watch the video and take notes. So basically, like I said, it reads the directions, so it's nice and easy for some of our kids who need that oral instruction, and then that's pretty much it for that video part. So the other things we want to look at are the different type of questions, open-ended questions, simple, exactly what it sounds like. You type on it, same thing as before. So all the directions here are pretty straightforward. Enter a question for the student. What do you know about? Let me try this. Let's do the more math content ones. Describe the difference between solving using substitution and solving elimination. Like I said, if I want to put some additional instructions here, I can easily put that. If I want to do their voice recording, I can easily click on that part. If I want to show them what I'm looking for as a video, this is a cool part that really pops up here. And then again, these answers are over here. So if you want the students to put an image, a video, they can easily kind of select these options and put it here. So from here, you can have them do a 1-line answer, a 4-line answer, or an 8-line answer. So I'm just going to keep it at the 4-line part. And then hit done. And that's it. That's pretty much it for an open-ended question, and they're pretty much all the same. And like I said, and it even gives them the option. So answer recorder, you can they can either do their their voice, or if they want to do a video of themselves explaining it, easy way. So it has that little differentiation. Even at the free version, it has it. And then I'm going to go ahead and save, just like I said before. Save after every question kind of helps. Let's go ahead and take a look. Multiple choice. Pretty straightforward. You can add a lot of different things on here. So that's my question from before. So I start from wherever this little section is that I'm looking for. So what's my question? So the question could be, let's try this. What value of X would make this equation true? So kind of putting some star questions in there. And then let's go ahead and do like 3x minus 4, close parentheses, and let's go ahead and add some spaces in here. Equals 4x minus 10. That should kind of pretty much help us on this part. And like I said, I can do the voice recording, I can do the video recording, just show the students what to do. And then I can easily come down here. So x would equal 2. Let me make sure I work this one out. So -12, 10, so negative. I can do x equals -2. I can do x equals 3. X equals 4. Now, and a lot of things you can do just to change that formatting. So if you like how your answer choices are, in a row like this, you can leave it like this. Or if you want to have it as a column, it also sorts it like that for you as well. So you can change it for this. And then before you're done, especially with multiple choice, you want to make sure you select an answer. So let me double check, make sure my answer is correct. So I got an X on this side. -12, add 10, so -2, so perfect. So now there's my answer. All I have to do is hit done. The reason why you're also doing it is kind of like how Google Forms sets it up. So then that way, if once the student answers it and it grades it, we'll talk about how it grades. It'll automatically be like, if they select this answer, they'll get the point or that point value, and then I can come up here and also change this point value. So if I want this number or this question to be weighted a little bit differently, I can do it like this, and then it'll change that value up here as well. I can also go to edit and change these different parts. If I miss something or if I want to correct it, and like I said, it's as easy as that, as just formatting that way. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of our other ones I really like. I'm starting to get used to it, especially with our other contents that have a lot of writing. So what you want to do for this is, of course, instructions. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate word from the word. Let's do that. Let's just change like that. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate word. Again, this is still here. Now you have three different options. You can either have them type it out. That's what that none part is. You can have them do a text word bank, or you can actually have them click on the missing word banks or word sections here. Now, how this works is you want to have this paragraph already done, which I kind of already did. Kind of doing a chemistry example for my chemistry teacher. So I'm just going to do Control C. Copy this real quick and then Control V. Now, how this works, looks like a typo here. So how this works is basically, as soon as you type in that paragraph, and my Grammarly came up, basically what you want to do is, it says, and like I said, it has instructions. So highlight the word you wish to replace with a blank space and click on the blanket button. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find that word I want to change, and I blank it. So now it's going to give the students that little part that's blank, and they have to figure out what that word is. And I can easily just go through this paragraph and find the ones I kind of want to blanket out for them. So large number, definitely. Let's talk about those coefficients for that chemistry part. I know you guys were talking about balancing those equations. Oh yeah, definitely balance. Let's talk about the law of conservation of matter. Number of atoms, must be equal. Definitely what we would like to have in math too. So created, destroyed. Unbalanced equation, only numbers that are changed are coefficients. We can keep that here. And then maybe we want to do that formula. So if we want to talk about formula, so I wouldn't do a combo like this, but it can kind of have it set up like this part. But we want to definitely talk about it and save it like this part. So once I'm done, I hit done. And the cool part is it basically how the students will see this, and we can see what a review looks like later on, is they can click on this and they'll have to type it in. Now, as a accommodation is, say, basically they're not the best spellers, what you can do is you can actually do a text word bank, and then I can just hit done. I can just switch it just like this, and what's going to happen is it's basically going to look at those sections, and we'll take a look at it when we look at the review on how this part is set up. So then that way we can see that word bank as well, and we can easily go back and forth and change it. And because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, let's go ahead and change this to a 9 point value question just to see that difference here, and then apply. Okay. Another one that we want to take a look at is, let's see a matching one. So then that way we can kind of see how we set those up. So if I'm doing a matching, So say for instance, let's do some U.S. history here. So the easiest thing is go to my instructions. So U.S. history, U.S. history, uh, matching important some structures. The picture with the correct name. And then how it works basically, if I click on this, right, you can either type in words and do a word matching, or if you click on this button for this media, you can go to a picture, and I did this already, so I kind of preloaded these onto here, and it basically just imports that image, and that image, of course, the White House. And then how I add another one, I come down here, and it basically just automatically fills. As soon as I click out of it, it's going to add you another choice. So I'm going to click on another image, the Washington Monument. I spelled that right. Oh. And then go ahead and add another one. Let's do Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty. And let's do that last one I have saved up here. So again, you can do pictures, you can do words, diagrams, equations if you want to. And then I click done. Oops, done. And if you go back to it, you'll have, and basically how you set it up, it will move these out of order, so it's not going to be how I just set it up just now. So they will scramble it up for you for all the students, and they just basically, like it shows here, you drag a line from one picture to the next, or to their value or their heading. And the cool part is, for each one I made, it gave me a point value for each one. So again, I don't have to change the point settings for that. So that's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at sorting. So if I want to create a sorting one, sort the different text into their correct categories. Did I spell it right? Yeah. Okay, and then again, description, if I want to describe anything else or add any additional instructions, I can easily do it there. So if I want to, basically how it starts off is you go in the group. So I'm just going to do a simple one of noun, adjective. Let's add another group. Let's do and verb. Just a simple kind of example for you guys. So if I want to do car, do yellow, verb, run, maybe house, really hard trying to come up with these on the fly. And then run, we yell or something along those lines. So the cool part is, once you have that set up, you can add as many groups as you want, and you hit done, it basically the students won't see it like this. That all these words will be outside of that category, and they have to put them in the course in their correct one that you have set up. And again, does that point value for you again. So it gives you, for each one I have set up, it has 6 points associated with it. So that's pretty cool. Another one I like to do. So we talk about images is pretty straightforward. Drawing tools is pretty simple. Discussion is a really good one, and it basically starts it off like this. And you want to pose a question so that way the students see what type of question you want to, have that discussion. What are your thoughts on using Wizer in your class? And I click send, and basically it'll post it here, and you'll see you're the author here. And then basically you can edit this part if you need to, if you want to, set up that discussion piece, and then you hit done. And that's pretty much it. And so basically the students will see that part here. The other part, and like I said, these are the paid ones, and the reflection is just gives, like, your students can give the lesson a thumbs up or sideways thumb or thumbs down on how well they understood the lesson. So it's a really good part, especially for incorporating some of our teal writing samples. It's a really good thing to have it, but that's for the premium. Let me go ahead and save. And that's pretty much all the type of questions that you can embed into your lesson here. So let's go ahead and go to the next step. So the next step is you have it created, you have your subjects, everything's done. You can actually take a look and see what does that worksheet look like on the student's end without having like a student account or anything else. These rules is for the paid version of differentiating. If you want to have some students have certain questions, that's what this little section is for. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just preview what our lesson looks like. So if a student was, given this, they would have a list for instructions. Here's my directions, the video. They can easily come in here and and just type in their answer from this part. They can even, like I said, the recording in the video that we saw before. They would have to select one of their answer choices that we have previously here. Now, the cool part about this is now they just have to type in their answer for their fill in the blank part. So you definitely want to have this part set up depending on how your students are, how much you need to scaffold or differentiate as far as the spelling goes, anyways. And then if I want to come here, I can easily come over here and say, hey, there's my White House, and I'm just going to drag this down. And basically what happens is when they drag, it's a little bit easier. So just go straight forward. Washington Monument. And that's pretty much it for there. And like I said, the sort in the different categories. Yell, I want to call that a verb, and it basically will take it and drop it there. Car, let's call that a noun. A house, noun. Blue, adjective. And basically it just gets rid of it and puts it in their correct category. Okay. And that's pretty much straightforward. So what are your thoughts on using Wizer in class? I love the idea. And then it'll send. That's pretty much it. Okay, so that's what our preview looks like. Like I said, you can see everything here. Now I'm sure we want to take a look. I can easily just, if I didn't like something, it's as simple as going back to create and edit. Make sure I save again. But this time, the one I wanted to really just see was this one. So click Word Bank, save it, and then I go to review. And my question, and it gives you this nice little word bank. So then that way they don't have to, spell out those harder words here. So basically all I have to do is just select a chemical equation, and it basically will fill it in for them. So that's, like I said, that's the cool part about that spelling. So if you want to do it that way, it's a little bit easier also. But that's pretty much it for Wizer, how it looks and everything else. So let's go ahead and move to the next part. So we talked about the review, how it should look, how to change the different type of questionings and everything else. It's pretty straightforward. If I go to assign a learner, so this is where we go and send it to Google Classroom. If you have the premium version, you can do it by class. So I can easily just go down to my class, select my little class here and assign, and it puts it straight into your assignments part. And I would definitely just go through and just sort it. If you want to put it under your week's assignment or however you want to set it up in your Google Classroom, that's basically what that part's for. This automatic feedback part sends the students immediate feedback for auto check questions. So in other words, if you have questions that are like multiple choice or things that you already put an answer for and they can get that response back, you can easily flip that on. So as soon as they turn it in, they'll get the worksheet right back and it'll show them which ones are wrong. So if you want to add some feedback to that part, you can either, write some, hey, you missed this step, hey, reread the directions. You can easily type that part and send feedback that way. So that's one way. Publishing your worksheet to the gallery. So if you want to contribute to, say, the community, like all those other worksheets we saw at the very beginning, you can click this part and and switch it over from private to public. So if it's private, of course, they're kept with you, and you can always share it out that way. And that's pretty much it for this. Now, if I have the free version, I can simply just do this. I can just create the assignment. And the cool part, even if you have the free account, it's pretty straightforward. So I can just do Wizer tutorial or Wizer presentation assignment or whatever you want to name it. And the cool part is if you just click on that Google Classroom icon, it will actually still do the same thing as that Google Classroom link. It'll still do it here. And I can easily just pull down my drop down menu, find the class I want to put it with, create the assignment. Maybe I want to do it as a last question, but definitely create the assignment. And then from here, so I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And then from here, it has the link, my due date, the 100 points. Maybe I want to do, hey, it's going to be due Friday. Topic, I want to, put under, like, say I had a topic I want to create. Let's do we're on week 8. Week 8, 10/12 through 10/ 15. Oh, sorry. 16. Let me see. Directions. Wizer assignment. And it's like that, and then click Summary. Now it's going to be in my Google Classroom there. And I can easily, the cool part is it takes you right to it. So now I can go through here, go to my classwork, and this is my little practice class. But the only bad part, and here it is. So my week 8 creates my topic. Here's that Wizer presentation, and that's pretty much it. So basically all the students would have to do is just view the assignment or click on that assignment, and it'll take them straight to that worksheet. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so the worksheet part, let's go back to here. And then once you're done and the students have completed that assignment for you, you can go to answers. You go to answers. And what's going to happen is whatever they submit will be posted here. And so this is the cool part. So basically you have your students, they complete their assignments, and then what happens is, if, say, for instance, you want to see what the students are doing, you can actually call it back from them. But again, that's on the premium version. Right now, the student has open access, so they're allowed to change some of their answers and everything else. But let me show you what that feedback part looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and call that in. Okay. So now it's going to lock it away from that student. And now, so if I want to add some feedback questions, so if I come over here, and I click down on these little bubbles here, and I say, hey, I'm working on your problem. Make sure you watch your sign calculations. Okay. And then what happens is basically you change that up a little bit. When working on your problem, make sure you watch your sign calculation. So, and then cool part, I can either do a video just to show them like what I'm talking about, or everything else, or maybe they got it right and I just want to like it's like, cool, you did a good job, let me put a little heart on here. So what happens is now I can save it without sending. I can even print it, so if you want to keep that documentation here, you can do it that way. On top of that, you can also go send feedback. So all I have to do is that's typed in, that's saved, so saved, and then send. So it's now going to take my feedback is now visible to students. So they're going to get a link, and they're going to be able to look at the comments I made here, and then basically say, oh, cool, I can just my teacher sent me something, so I can work on it from here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to, one more thing, you can download the answers for either all your students or just some of your students. The other part, if you're on Teams, you can share the worksheet this way, and notice it says, note, this is the preview link only. Do use it with your students. So you can easily post it into one of these other platforms, or just copy that link and email your colleagues. So that way, if you guys are sharing worksheets, they can easily copy this down and import it into their worksheets as well. But other than that, that's pretty much it for our presentation. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. And again, if you have any questions on how to set it up, how to import it, how to create it, and everything else, let me know by email, or even if you see me in the hallway, just let me know. Have a great day, and see you, and talk to you guys soon.